Okay, so I want you to imagine that somebody has a swimming pool and that the person who's selling this swimming pool says that there are 97,285 liters for this pool. That's how much can go into this pool. All right, can somebody tell me what a liter is? Cool. It is a unit of what kind of measurement? Like a distance? Yeah? What is that called? Volume. Weight is how heavy the water is, but volume would be how much space it takes up is kind of what we're talking about, how much space it takes up, right? 3D space. But what does a liter look like? Anybody like have something that everybody knows? Yeah? A liter of Mountain Dew, right? You know what a 2-liter bottle looks like, right? And 1 liter, the smaller ones?
This is 3.78 liters.
Okay. So, is everybody with me?
Yes.
So what we're going to try to do for this problem is we're going to try to change it into gallons instead. Because I don't know about you, but when I think about liquid, I think of it in gallons. Yeah? Well, it depends on how many gallons there are to a liter. Does anybody know which one is bigger, a liter or a gallon? A gallon. Can everybody understand that? Because there's like a liter of pops like this. And what do you think of a gallon with?
Of milk.
Gallon of milk. So think of a gallon of milk. Everybody thinking of it?
Yep.
Okay. So would this answer be larger or smaller? Like if I wrote it in gallons, do you think I'm going to write a higher number than 97,000 or a lower number than 97,000? A lower number?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm going to do this in a weird way, so stay with me. Everybody write 97,285 liters above 1. I'm going to make it into a fraction. This is dimensional analysis, and I'm doing this one in a very easy way. Now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to write the ratio between gallons and liters, and then cancel out the word liters. Now, if I'm trying to cancel out the word liters, look right now, guys, don't blank out. You see how liters is on top right now? Where would I put it over here so I can cancel it out? On the bottom. Do we all agree?
Yes.
I'm going to put it down here. Does anybody know how many liters are in a gallon? How many?
3.78.
That's right, because you have a gallon of tea, and it says it's actually 3.785 liters. And on the top, I'm going to write 1 gallon. So 1 gallon has 3.75 liters in it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel out the word liters and multiply across. So 97,285 times 1 is 97,285 over 1 times this is 3.785. If you do not have a calculator at this point, please go get one. So guys, did you keep playing with these?
No, they were broken when I came in.
Someone
I think.
this
On purpose?
I didn't see them actually break them, but I saw someone put one down.
Throw it.
No, put one back on the table after it was glowing, so.
And nobody in here was throwing these.
There, oh.
I mine is pretty nice.
Grab a different one. All right, right now in your calculator, you should be taking 97,285 divided by 3.785. You want to start updating Addison stuff? I think I have his old class. Yeah. Second. Elijah, what'd you get?
25,702.77411.
Okay, so that was 25,702.8 what? Gallons, that's the thing that's left right there.
Don't you round to the hundreds?
Yeah. Isn't it?
You don't have to, always.
7?
I'm gonna round to the 10th this time. Do you know that you can choose to? Oh, take that pen cap out of your mouth right now.
Okay.
I saw a kid inhale a pen cap in front of me. It was the only time that I've had to call a medical emergency in my classroom. A kid inhaled it and got it stuck in their throat right here. And do you know why there's a hole in the top of every pen cap? So that when people inhale it, they don't die. And then he had to go to the emergency room and get it surgically removed from his throat where it was stuck.
So he could.
And that happened 3 years ago. It was a real, no, he could breathe because there was a hole in the pen cap. He was literally whistling when he was breathing. He was like, and he was like, I just swallowed my pen cap. It was terrifying. So please don't do that. Okay.
I saw a quarter one time.
This one's before she got here. There's one right after this one. There's stream code number 1. Do you know what that one is? It should be just a packet, I think.
Is that these? Hello?
Yes.
I'm in the middle of teaching. Okay. All right, example 3. I mean, example 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, example 4 is a cheetah ran 300 feet in 2.92 seconds. All right, now when we're talking about 300 feet in 2.92 seconds, that's pretty darn fast, but I'm having a hard time visualizing that because normally when I think about speed, I think in what? Miles per hour. So we're going to change this to miles per hour, and this is going to be difficult, so you're going to have to stay with me, okay? Everyone, we're writing it out this way. Don't just watch, write it out too. So everybody write 300 feet on top, 2.92 seconds on the bottom. Okay. Does anybody happen to know? Well, no, let me put it this way. We're trying to get to miles per hour, right? So before we had to change liters to gallons, but the problem with this one is that we have to not only change feet to miles, but also seconds to hours. Okay, which one do you want to tackle first with me? Do you want to do time or distance first? Yeah?
Distance.
Distance. Okay, we're going to try distance first. So multiply by a fraction. Everybody write it down.
Who?
Where do you think we have to put feet?
On the bottom.
Feet are going to have to be on the bottom. And we're going to put miles up here. Okay, now we need to figure out a translation between the two. Can you open the door? Does anybody happen to know how many feet are in a mile? Yeah?
5,280.
5,280.
I got some of them done. The office didn't have time to give me like the whole sheet, so I went around with like the people with football in their lockers and like put it on there. So like I knew that.
Okay,
I'll do the rest later.
thank you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross out the word feet. So now if I was to multiply this out right now, I'd have miles per second. But I don't want miles per second. I want miles per hour. Anybody happen to know how many seconds are in an hour? Just off the top of your head? Yeah, not really, right? I mean, like, can somebody tell me what do we know about seconds? How many seconds are in a minute? How many seconds are in a minute? I know that you've already done the math. No? You're going to tell me how many seconds are in an hour, aren't you? Yep, I believe you. But right now I want to know how many seconds are in a minute. Tell me, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go from seconds to minutes now. Where do you think I should put seconds?
Top,
Why on the top?
because there's seconds on the bottom.
That way we can cancel it out. Do you see what I'm talking about? So that's 60 seconds, and then what should I put down here?
Minute.
1 minute. And then I'm going to cancel out the seconds. Now, if I was to multiply this out right now, I would have miles per minute, but I don't want miles per minute. I want miles per hour. So what else? What am I gonna do now? Elijah?
You put 60 minutes over 1 hour.
Good.
Cross out your minutes, and you do math. You get an answer.
Now do you see that I have miles an hour? That means my answer is gonna be right. So now in your calculator, you're gonna multiply all the top numbers together. So multiply all the top numbers together first.
So 300, 160, and 60.
300 times 1 times 60 times 60. I mean, you don't even need to do that times 1 in there, right? Because anything times 1 is the same thing. It's going to be a large number. You should have gotten 1,080,000.
Oh, jeez. 10 million.
I don't know, man. I think that cheetah might be cheating.
What should we multiply to figure out the bottom?